wife says you're not a very good actor.
Why would you say that? I fucking love that. I went on such a fucking Jiminy Glick tear for a minute. I was sharing videos with you, wasn't I, at the time? I was like, look at this. This is so good.
Well, and then we summoned him, which was amazing.
Oh my god, yeah, he was on Jimmy Kimmel.
One of them.
Kimmel. I would rather he be on Jimmy Fallon, because then it would be one more fucking day of not seeing Jimmy Fallon. Welcome to A Star to Steer Her By, your favorite Star Trek podcast.
Ooh.
My name is Caitlin, and with me today are...
Jake.
Chris.
And Ames.
And this is episode 387.
Woo!
Whoop-dee-fucking-do.
380 minutes in heaven. We're here to talk about Discovery, Season 2, Episode 3, Point of Light. First I thought somebody said Paint of Light, but
I wish.
I was able to surmise that that was not what it said. Leland. What? All
He's
right.
the guy that Giorgio talks to at the very, very end. We will see more
I
of him
didn't
later.
remember. I was like, Leland.
I wrote it. His name was on the Memory Alpha thing, so I wrote it down and realized,
We didn't get it in the episode.
He gets one line at the end.
Spoilers, Baldy is named Leland.
Spoilers.
All right, well, I'm going to run through what I remember of this episode and going to count on you guys to fill it in. And yes, I did just finish watching it about 45 minutes ago, and it doesn't matter because my brain doesn't hold on to this shit very well. Couple things happen. First of all, Tilly is still talking to Crazy Pants, May Girl. I know.
Oh, okay. Sorry, the pause, I thought you couldn't remember her name.
For fuck's sake, Chris, let her speak.
I'm just kidding. It's fine. I'm going to start over, though, because she's not crazy. Tilly's crazy. But nobody's crazy. Anyway, so Tilly is still seeing her ghost friend, May, and it comes at an especially bad time because she's supposed to be sitting in the chair and hanging out with Captain Daddy.
Ooh.
And she's, like, shouting at May and being like, shut up, I don't want to talk to you! And then she, like...
No one on the bridge thinks this is weird.
Well, Saru's kind of, like... He like, fucking middle names her almost. And he's like, Ensign, whatever your name is, Sylvia Tilly. And I was like, oh, Mom, I'm sorry, I fucked up.
Middle names are...
For real, though.
No, you're right. It's
Mom.
Perfect.
She's like, I quit! And she runs away. And I don't blame her, because that's pretty crazy.
And no one checks on her.
Nobody. Nope. They're just like, well, no, Saru does try. And she winds up talking to Michael about it, but I guess we'll get there. Secondarily, they have a surprise visitor. They think that, they see Sarek's ship, and they're like, oh, Sarek's here. But it's not Sarek, it's Amanda. And Amanda's
stole
like...
his car. Oh my god, Amanda.
She did. That bitch is crazy.
She's on the insurance. She's allowed to borrow it.
It's true. So she's stolen... It turns out that his car is not the only thing she's stolen, because she went to Space Station... K7, where the fuck is he?
Starbase 5.
Starbase 5, to visit Spock and find out what the fuck is going on. They wouldn't let her see him, wouldn't tell him what was wrong with him, and wouldn't talk to her about it at all. So she stole his file.
Badass.
I know.
Love Amanda.
It's pretty good. Yeah, she was awesome. We also find out that she regrets that she never gave Spock the love that he needed as a half-human child, and gave it all to Michael. So, obviously, of course Michael thinks she's the most important person in the world, because the world revolves around her, and her mother only ever showed her love. We also find out that, soap opera style, Laurel was pregnant?
Oh my god.
With Voke's baby? But why didn't we notice that she was gestating? Oh, don't worry, they shoved the baby in a weird external gestation pod.
Thing.
That's why it is so small.
Well, because we know that Klingon children age super quick, as evidenced by Alexander.
Yeah, really. This kid's, 3 months old, maybe? Something
he should
like
be
that?
9 feet tall.
Seriously, by now. Already swinging his first, my first batleth. Goo-goo. It's made of, rubber or something. I don't know.
I'm just picturing it like one of those fucking, play school things with just big, chunky, red plastic blades that are blunt.
Aw.
It is adorable, actually. It definitely Voke's kid, because it is albino, just like Voke. Well, I mean, not that doesn't really prove anything, but it looks just like Voke.
It does on television.
It does on television. Really? What do you mean?
Prove that it's his kid.
Oh, I was like, it does look like Voke on television? I was
We
like...
did see it.
I was like, have you seen the baby not on
It
television?
was played by Shazad Latif. Looked great.
Oh,
no, Chris broke. Shit.
No, now you've done it.
Because I'm just picturing, them really poorly...
You're picturing him going, Google, gaga,
I'm kind of picturing,
with his Fisher-Price batleth?
No, I'm kind of picturing, when Ryan
beard.
I was
George
thinking that.
does his son, and he just makes terrifyingly crunches down his face with CG.
Yep.
He doesn't do it a lot, so you may not have seen it, but...
I don't know.
So yeah, I'm just picturing like a little terrifyingly like CG shrunk down Shazad Latif. Anyway, sorry, go on.
Still hot. I don't know.
Still hot.
God damn
With
it.
beard? My God.
Not with the Ryan George crushed face.
Daniel Tosh, I would fuck that baby.
Oh no.
Do you remember that?
No.
I don't, but okay.
Daniel Tosh has this bit about like hot people having hot babies, and he like kind of just keeps getting worse and worse until he's like, good, perfect. Now I'm the only one laughing. I love when that happens. You know what I mean? Anyway, Stardust Earbite does not support fucking babies, even if they look like his name.
Shazad Latif.
Thank you, especially then. Anyway, let's see. Oh, and there's a shit stirrer in Klingon, Quonos world. It's, is this Kal Shah?
Yeah,
is that the guy?
That's the guy.
Cool. Kal Shah is like, why are you hanging out with that human? You know, why are you fucking him? Why are you in charge?
Are
You
we
shouldn't
speaking
be
English
in charge.
now? Who knows?
Yeah, we're gonna speak English because this Patak shouldn't speak Klingon. Which I appreciate because it's hard for me to read subtitles while I'm driving, watching the episodes.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So, it's like the truth of why that car accident happened, but no, I wasn't. I was not watching Star Trek at the
Things
time.
are falling into place.
I know, right? Anyway, he, I don't know, they had an argument in the council chamber. He had some some paint on his face. It enraged them for some reason. They're like, take off the face paint! And they, like, swiped it off his face, but apparently that was a listening device on the paint? Is that right? Right? Okay.
Yes,
Andy was looking at me like I was crazy, and then you were going, no.
Sorry,
and
no,
I was like, wait, I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
I was shaking my head at how stupid that is,
Well,
not because you were wrong.
It's big dumb, but I was like,
big
uh-oh.
dumb.
I was like, Chris is shaking his head. Did I do
Yeah, sorry,
that?
no, that was exasperation, not at you.
So he's
I
like,
missed that detail, and that's insane.
It's easy to miss because it's kind of in weird overlapping dialogue later.
Is it in half Klingon and half standard and...
I think it's just in English. Anyway, sorry, go on.
Standard.
Well, anyway, I forgot that Ash makes a call to his old friend Michael, which, like, at first I was like, why are we seeing... I was like, what is... At first I thought I was watching the wrong episode because on, like, the previously on Deep Space Nine... Oh, my God! Star Trek Discovery! Jesus Christ.
That's later.
Majel Barrett.
I
It's like... I know. It's like, it's like all these Ash Tyler scenes, and I'm like, the fuck? Why are we, like, reestablishing this relationship that we already know about? Oh, there's why, so we can have an awkward phone call. And basically Ash is like, hey, I just want to let you know, the Klingons are rustling their jimmies. I think you need to let Starfleet know. And Michael's like, cool. You look good. I like your beard.
Oh, I like his beard.
And your hair. And he's like, yeah. Well, it's late, I gotta go. It was so stupid. I was like, why is this scene? So anyway... Well, it turns out why this scene is because, as I mentioned, Kolsha. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, your O's are clearly
The
not
father
the same
of
as A.
Cole, and apparently they just share names, I guess.
And from House Core, apparently.
That guy.
So Kolsha heard everything. So he not only knows that Laurel and Vogue had a secret baby.
It really is a fucking soap opera.
It's horrible. I hate it. He knows about the baby. He knows about the betrayal. He kills Laurel's uncle, that son of a bitch. He steals the baby, and then Ash and Laurel murder the fuck out of him, and Georgiou shows up and is like, Laurel, you can't be fucking with Ash. He's gonna fuck up your standing here, and you gotta get rid of that parasite thing, too. You can't have weakness. So, they say that the baby was murdered, and Ash killed the shit out of Kolsha out of vengeance.
No, Kolsha killed Ash out of vengeance.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Because of the baby?
Laurel comes up with a story that says that Ash Tyler...
Oh, he killed the baby.
He killed the baby.
And then Kolsha kills him.
And then Kolsha kills him.
So that Kolsha's followers won't revolt.
Right.
And it's like he did this to protect Laurel, so you should protect Laurel now, too.
Yeah, we were friends.
So basically, she just says the exact opposite of what actually happened.
Gotcha. And then
there's no Georgiou's around. None. Exactly zero.
Oh, Empress, you must have me confused for someone else. Yeah. I am Captain Georgiou, retired, now consulting on security. And at the end, Laurel's like, you're gonna fucking call me mommy now, bitch. And the Empire's like, woo! And that's it, I think. I mean, that's pretty much the whole episode, I believe.
They do suck a fungal entity on Tilly.
Oh, right. That's right. I totally forgot to wrap up Tilly. Right. So May, as it turns out, is not Tilly going crazier than usual. It's like an entity. And it happened... I love that she's like, right after I got zapped by the dark matter, this thing's been happening. I'm losing my mind. It's like, have you ever seen Star Trek? You got zapped by a fucking space rock.
Being fair, no one in Star Trek has ever seen Star Trek.
Okay, but being fair, they went to the mirror universe. Like, is being zapped by a space rock as a reason for things to start happening, like, really that far outside of their imagination?
The reality of it is, like, yeah, you hit your head. You should probably get checked out.
Yeah. And oh, you're having hallucinations. You should probably report this.
Yeah.
You're on the
Talk to your
command
doctor
track.
about that.
She should be kicked off this command.
She's terrible
training.
at this.
I mean, being fair, again, it's
Are
definitely
we being
stupid,
fair?
and she should be, like, kicked out of the program.
Shanghaied.
But, like, it is realistic to me, at least, that someone who is having issues like this will hide it.
But she saw last season when Stamets did that, and it was a bad thing. Tilly, of all people, should know better.
And also, wasn't she, like, super disappointed that he, like, didn't tell anybody and shit?
People
it's like, hi.
People are very good at giving advice and then not taking their own advice.
Yeah, and the scene where she's talking with Saru at the end, and she's like, "I'm sorry I didn't tell you," and he's like, "I'm sorry too," and it's like, I can't tell if you're being judgmental or if you're like, "Oh, you didn't trust me enough," and it's like, no, she really needed to tell you. Kick her out of the command track.
But yeah, it could easily be both.
Yeah,
like,
both.
you know,
Both is good.
I thought we were like buds. What the fuck? I'm your mentor. You're meant fish. So before we shit on this one,
Wow.
because it's a mess.
It's a lot. It's a lot of exposition.
There is one thing I enjoyed. I did like that first with the phone call, the awkward phone call. They're going
The
back.
Ash one?
Yeah,
Okay.
They're going back and forth between Michael and Ash, and then they just have the two sets kind of mashed together. I thought that was a fun
editing
look.
was good.
That
I
was
liked
cool.
that.
Like I like how at first they did just go back and forth, and then they're just like, okay, you get it now. We're gonna show the half and half scene, and I thought that looked fun. That was a fun choice.
I wonder if it was also like helping them save on the special effects that way.
Honestly, it was probably more difficult to merge the two
think?
images.
Well, they might have
together.
had to have. Well, it's all sets. I mean, if they just built one set over here and one set over there and then
Yeah, but I mean,
pushed it together, I don't know.
it depends on where they are, though. Like, it was probably easier just to shoot them separately and then paste them together than move the whole. Because each room was a whole set. They would have to have chopped them in half and then, Either way, I thought it looked cool. Aside from that, holy shit, there's too many plots.
A lot of plots.
This Klingon, like, soap opera should have been spread over the first 3
The
episodes.
Klingon soap opera is good.
Yeah, the
You're
fact
the
that
one
it's
who
just
said
like
soap
they
opera.
just dump us in and they're like, here's all this Klingon shit.
Yeah, like, there's nothing inherently, like, yes, it's soapy, whatever, but, like, that itself isn't inherently bad, but it should have been, like, a little bit per episode,
I felt like,
not...
each one was its own soap episode. Each scene was its own soap episode.
Exactly.
Okay, we introduced that there's a baby. We introduced that this thing happened, and, Tyler's been having trouble with Kolsha.
Yeah.
We introduced that the baby's been kidnapped. It's literally every scene is a whole episode's worth of shit that's happening.
Yeah, and that should have been spread throughout the first... And again, minor, not... A teaser, we'll call it. There's another episode later in the season where it's like, okay, we need an entire arc to happen in one episode, and it's just like, this should have been spread out, and maybe I'd feel more. But it's like, again, it's not a bad idea on the surface, but doing it all at once, with the Tilly subplot, and the Michael and Spock, like, if all these plots had been spread out over the first 3 episodes, and not... mostly happening in this one with a little bit of May last week, it might have worked better.
I don't see. I remember this season just being too much all the time, but I forget how much more the Klingons play into the rest of the plot.
Not hugely
So
much
why
from what I
do
recall.
we need them?
There's a reason that technically it didn't have to be done. That, like, again, I think maybe it's just that, and this could be the issue of the whole season, is like they do things at once, but what they should have done was had all these plots spread it out, and we'll see if it's like this the whole way or not. I don't remember.
But like, yeah, with the Klingon plot, like, it really does feel like everything, like, we're introduced to this whole power struggle with House Core and everything in this episode, and then it's also resolved in this episode.
Yeah.
It's just like, how did this is too much happening right now. Speaking of things happening fast, though, I was trying to figure out how much time had passed.
Me too.
Because, for one, the Klingons, either their hair grows incredibly fast.
They could have used a device to stimulate.
Like a follicle stimulator.
Yeah. But but if they do grow really fast, we'd had Laurel in the prison for how many fucking weeks?
Yeah.
And her hair didn't grow.
So,
then.
I mean, there's a couple possibilities. Like, one possibility is that more time passed during the events of the last episode of season 1 between when
they got back.
Between when Laurel brings out the bomb, which I think is the last time we see Laurel with no hair, and when like the peace accord happens and we have the big Burnham speech. So I was like, how could I verify this? So I was looking at star dates.
Oh, good.
Never look at star dates. They don't make sense.
And these ones really don't make sense. So here's the thing. So in CV Pacem Parabellum.
Sure.
Remember that one?
Which one is that?
That's the one where we meet
the wispy things?
The wispy people.
Okay, so that's wispy people. The log in that one gives the star date is 1308.9.
Sure.
1308.9. Okay.
What's past is prologue. Later in the season, near the end, there's a star date given of 1834.2. So that's 500 star dates, which might make sense because they were in the mirror universe for a long time. Well, they came back and they were 9 months offset or whatever. Yeah. 10 months, whatever it was.
Is what's past is prologue when we're back in the prime universe? Okay.
Yeah.
So 9 months have passed.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, well, let's see. What is the star date that's given in this episode? Because there was one. There was a personal log.
There was.
1029.46.
Oh my.
So we've gone backwards and we've switched to 2 decimal places. So good luck interpreting those star dates to mean anything, because clearly they switched calendar systems.
But yeah, no, I had the same thought where it's like all these Klingons grow their hair. Ash's beard is significantly thicker. His hair is longer. It's like, okay, the only logical explanation is that, like you said, between Laurel getting the bomb and Discovery heading off to Vulcan, there has to have been at least a few months in there, which I guess makes sense if you've set up an accord.
They had to create all those medals that they got at that
and I'm sure there was
ceremony thing.
A lot of debriefing.
But the other thing here is the baby. The baby complicates things because I think probably it's safe to assume that the baby was conceived while Ash Tyler was the prisoner on the ship and banging Laurel all the time.
No, she said she found out she was pregnant right as he was going under to become Ash.
Oh, okay.
So he was still full Klingon.
That was at least a year prior. Right? Because
she went with them to the mirror universe.
Well, had she already given birth? Because she didn't look pregnant while she was in the mirror universe.
I mean, if she had it removed right away.
So who knows when she got it? She must have had it removed before they went then. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And it was like incubator baby or
That's
something?
What she says, yeah.
Okay.
It was
Incubaby.
Gestated ex utero, she said.
Okay, but we know now again, this is
small.
Canon that Klingon babies reach like post toddlerhood, so like 3 or 4
Alexander size
in about a year.
Yeah, and then they're 20 within another 3 years or something.
So maybe the incubator really fucked this kid. It's obvious that baby was not part of the plan and it was added for this season.
Maybe having a bad father makes him have to grow up faster.
But that's the thing though. Alexander didn't even know he had a father.
Well, this reminds me of something I meant to bring up, I think, last week or 2 weeks ago or something. I think the writers forgot that they were on their way to Vulcan to get their new captain, and not that Saru was just taking over. Because, when Pike says he's going to stay, she's like, oh, have you broken it to Saru? It's like, Saru didn't think he was going to be captain anyway.
Huh.
So I think they forgot that part of the story.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Which, fine, whatever.
Well, carrying on a long tradition of the Star Trek writers not paying attention to what happened last week.
Yeah.
Or
last
talking
season
in the writing room.
or ever.
Yeah. But the baby definitely was like, but it also definitely feels like someone in the writer's room was like, I really like Game of Thrones. Can we do that with the Klingons?
Yeah, well, and speaking of which, let's talk about Game of Thrones and gratuitous decapitated heads.
Oh, they love it.
Because, Ash Tyler head, that's cool because we're proving that we killed the traitor.
Who made the head for her?
Section 31.
Yeah, Giorgio replicated it or something. But did we really need the tiny baby head? Was that That might have been too much for me.
I'm torn because, like, I remember there was a lot of people upset about it at the time too, and I'm just like, I get it.
It's a Klingon thing too.
I was like, yeah, it's like it doesn't feel Star Trek, but it does feel Klingon, so I'm kind of like torn.
I accepted it because
Like a baby's head from its shoulders.
I feel like it was the way to get everyone else in that chamber on her side to go full like decapitated tiny baby head with it.
Okay.
Shock value.
So
Yeah.
I got something here.
Do you? Pink blood?
Fan theory. Probably won't pan out. Sure it won't pan out, but I'm going to say it anyway. They send the baby to a monastery.
Mhm.
The baby is albino,
here we go.
Like Vogue. House Core, who presumably Core is a member of, might have a bone to pick with members of Voke's family. If you'll recall, in about 100 years or so, Core is very upset and wants to go murder a fucking albino in a monastery. Coinkydink?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Didn't we say this last season?
About Vogue.
Yeah, we said it about Vogue, but now
Right.
obviously Vogue is Tyler. But there is now another albino out there who has, bad blood with House Core.
Damn.
Could they? Because the Ash thing is just so fucking weird right now. That they like Laurel killed the Vogue part of him.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was a thing we saw. She did the whole yell. We saw it.
Mm-hmm.
And yet she's still trying to molest him.
Tyler still has Vogue's memories, apparently. But he's Tyler. Could they turn him back into a Klingon?
I think
They have the technology to turn him into a human.
I mean, I think what it really comes down to is like he is Tyler, that the memories are more real to him and he gets an emotional response. Whereas with Vogue, it's like reading a book, like he can see it, but he doesn't feel it in the same way. Now, yes, could they swap that? I don't know.
And yet he's fully loyal to Laurel. Like, even, like, he'll say, like, oh, it's very troublesome for me because, you fucking molested the hell out of me a lot.
Well, he thought she did. Because a lot of that was him, that was him remembering what had been consensual acts between him and Laurel when he was Vogue.
Is that
But
true?
he was misremembering it.
I thought she was just banging him while he was a prisoner as Ash Tyler.
I don't know. I always
assumed that
Oh, see, I always
violation happening.
I always assumed it was his actual memories and his fake persona kind of blending and causing that.
Maybe.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't get
I
that.
thought there was a raping.
Well, no, just
I kind of thought that too.
Because when he sort of activates in that one episode in season 1, they flash back to what he'd been remembering as the assaults, but then he turns into Vogue.
Oh.
So I think it was again, sort of his reality and his cover blending and causing this.
Okay,
I see.
well,
That's interesting.
if that's true, that somewhat redeems the Laurel character a little.
Yeah, that had always been the impression I was under. But I guess the show doesn't say either way.
No. I could have sworn that someone referenced, because I was reading a review on this earlier today, and they said that Tyler said, you did violate me, but I am loyal to you.
Well, yeah. But again, I think that's because he said Tyler remembers it as violation. But whether he's remembering... Again, it's very confusing, and I hadn't thought about it this way before now, so I don't know.
It's confusing, and yet 90% of the lines he and Laurel are having are exposition to remind you what happened in season 1.
Yes.
And apparently they didn't do a good job if we can't agree on what actually happened in season 1.
Well, I think, again, I think it was just that's how it was presented, and they didn't say either way, so we all interpreted it differently.
Yeah.
They never did, I think, explicitly state.
Well, actually, in this episode, what he says is, as Vogue something, but as Tyler, this feels like a violation. So I wonder if that is evidence to your point.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I think we're just now having this moment of, we all interpreted it differently, so...
Yeah.
Listen, me and Vogue were both there. Vogue loved when you were riding that dick. Me...
Those dicks.
No, just one.
Yeah, just one.
No,
well, it depends on whose body it was, right?
It was
She was definitely fucking Vogue when he was still Vogue.
Oh, right, but I was thinking of when he was Ash.
That's where it gets
That's
hazy.
TBD.
Right,
That's
okay,
where we're
well, fair enough.
confused.
I love when you ride them... Vogue loved when you rode them dicks, but...
Yeah.
Ash
But anywho.
Tyler, no likey.
But yeah, again, and I think that the issue with the exposition, it could have been doled out in a less awkward manner if, again, this storyline had been happening over the course of several episodes, not a third of one episode.
The thing is, if you stretch it out, then very little is happening, and then thus more has to be happening with the other stories.
They just
You
they
definitely
just defragment or refragment the story because they move some stuff around so that
Yeah.
some of the stuff that happened in the previous episodes would now happen later.
Yeah, and you'd probably expand things a little, but then you also maybe shrink stuff that isn't necessary, and
Yeah.
again, there's more than a simple fracturing happening. There definitely still have to be some rewriting, but yeah, it's the only way I think you could have fixed this is because just.
I say cut the Klingons entirely.
Yeah, I don't think we really needed them. I mean,
Shazam Latif is very pretty with beard, but
but I feel like we've kind of closed the story with the Klingons.
We pretty much have,
and we certainly didn't need to throw Section 31 into the mix.
No,
because those guys.
It was just what did I write? A Giorgio Ex Machina kind of fucking thing, where she just swoops in at the exact perfect moment.
Was she
and saves
there?
the day.
Was she watching?
And why?
Yeah, I said it before. We'll really get into it this season. I hate how they treat Section 31 in streaming track.
They want it to be so cool.
I think it would have been. I think if you were gonna
not.
do a Giorgio is with Section 31, which I still dislike. But let's just say that we got to do it for whatever reason. I would rather than having her beam in dressed up in fucking as a Breen or whatever she was supposed to look like.
Princess Leia, that shit.
Yeah, what they should have done is had one of Cole Shaka's guy. What's his name? Kolsha,
the Night Stalker.
Yes.
Fuck you.
They should have had one of Kolsha's guys, like right as he's about to kill Laurel, or like right as he's about to like slit Ash's throat. He gets decapitated. And then, like, it's one of his own guys, and then he, like, taps his uniform, and it's like, boom! And it's like a hologram, and it's actually Giorgio.
That would have been good. Because that's the thing, is, like, what's really stupid, too, is she's got that big, completely obscuring hood anyway.
Yeah, which we never even saw her come in with.
But when she takes it down, like, you do see the remnants of, like, a holographic Klingon mask coming off, and it's like, we couldn't see your face anyway! Yeah. What's the point?
Like, yeah, she should have just been, like, one of Kolchak's guys, and then, she's like, I knew I needed to keep my eye on you, or
exactly.
Whatever.
Yeah. And it's like, I mean, at least right now, it feels like maybe you could pretend they think Section 31 is bad. Because, like, yeah, they're meddling in intergalactic politics, which is what we've seen them do before, which is shitty and CIA-esque. The bad CIA... Well, there's no good CIA. You know what I mean? The CIA at its worst. But again, like,
So, the other thing, before he got killed, Kolchak had Laurel sign over the bomb to him.
Yeah, she pressed the gene sequency thing onto that
which
cabinet.
is very easy to do, by the way.
Super easy.
Barely an inconvenience.
So does that mean, who's controlling the bomb now? Because Kolsha's dead.
Someone set us up the bomb.
Did they use his thumb to
it wouldn't be that hard. Still got blood in them.
Yeah, just put some genes on that thing.
I'm sure since Giorgio knows all about the bomb, she can fix it anyway.
Right. Now she would fix the bomb. Because why the fuck not?
Watch the bomb actually just be a glitter bomb the whole time.
I wish.
Oh god, and again, to your point from a few weeks ago.
Make Quonos fabulous again.
But to your point from a few weeks ago, too, they're fucking, like, pointlessly transforming ship.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So stupid. Like, what, like...
Well, like their pointlessly transforming face.
Yeah.
Like, they have too much budget.
Yeah.
They don't need all this shit.
No.
Yeah. Also, just
I did like the Klingon chamber. That thing looked awesome.
Oh, yeah. Like, spend all the money you want to make in the Klingon stuff look fancy, because in the past, it's mostly been,
And Laurel's hat thing at the end.
Oh, her whole...
Loved that.
All of her outfits were
Loved
she
that.
looked good. She looked good.
I am
and
all...
the hair. I thought the hair was
fine.
I thought the hair was a cop-out and
reactionary
to last season.
It's 100% reactionary. And, like, they even, like, threw a fucking massive spotlight on
they
it
didn't have to say it.
by having, like, Burnham be like, oh, and I hear the Klingons are even growing their hair out again. It's like, shut the fuck up!
Yeah, have the courage of your convictions. You decided this, you have to keep it. I read somewhere that it was, quote, always their plan that the Klingons would grow their hair back.
Liars.
Fuckers.
I too, also, speaking of throwing spotlights, when that Starbase 5 douchebag is like, ha! Chris, you and my grandma are the only people that still use screens.
Oh yeah, that's another one.
Yeah. It
and
felt like it was
there was
teasing the fans.
There was so much just expository shit that was just, there's a scene, fucking horrible. The first scene where Laurel and Tyler are talking when she's jealous of Michael Burnham or whatever, and he's and there's a line, I'm not gonna repeat it verbatim, but to the effect of, because I'm Vogue because I used to be Klingon and was transformed into this Ash Tyler form. It's something. It's just okay. We already had the previously on, so we know what's going on.
Yeah.
Having the character explain
who he is.
Oh my God. To his wife, girlfriend, whatever, who is the
also
one that
knows.
made him that way.
Yeah.
Is fucking stupid. And it's bullshit.
Yeah, no, this episode had some real writing issues.
Yeah, because they realize that, oh shit, we want to bring the Klingons back, but we haven't talked about them in several weeks, so we got to do a thing.
Yeah, if only they'd done it from the fucking off. There was one thing I did like, though, was when May is describing Stamets, because she thinks he's the captain because he flies the ship, which, if you're not a part of the crew, maybe that makes sense to you. But the fact he's shorter, blonder, and whiter. And it's because Pike's already a very white man. But it's no, that's true, though. He is whiter.
He's
quite a bit
much
whiter.
Shorter.
No,
I
not
got
much.
really thrown by the shorter thing, because I think Stamets is very tall.
He is, yeah. But it is funny, though, because he is, I think, about as white as you can be without literally being albino.
Like folk.
Yes.
What was the fucking deal? Okay, so apparently Saru is hosting an impromptu half marathon on the ship.
What's with the lighting during it?
Lights?
Thank you for reminding me of that.
For a minute, I'm oh, is this just Tilly seeing this because May is there and it's weird? Or no, it's actually just when they're doing the marathon, the lights need to flash.
Was it a warning for people to get out of the hallways? Because having a half marathon in the hallways means everyone else is
Yeah, well, also, why wasn't it announced? They almost run right into Burnham.
Yeah, because the announcement comes 2 seconds before they arrive.
Alert, half marathon in progress, you're about to get trampled.
Is that what the yellow alert was?
Yeah.
These idiots are running around the deck.
I could see, in theory, maybe you do it because it's look, you might be running in hostile environments with bad lighting someday. We gotta make sure it's something you're used to. Or secretly Saru's just hey, come watch this. At least once every race, somebody takes a turn too hard in the dark and smacks into a wall. It's fucking hysterical.
And how much did the other because all the other runners were kind of jogging at a pace.
Yeah.
And then
you do in a marathon.
Right. And how many of them were that fucking bitch Tilly, fucking try hard, has to fucking sprint at the last minute just so she can win? Fuck that.
Also, they must have stopped when she did, because Tilly stops for a
while.
solid conversation with
because
May.
they weren't going very fast, and then she sprinted the last bit.
Yeah, but they should have been much further ahead of her than they were. It was very dumb.
But it was a tortoise and hare thing. They were Tilly, she'll never catch up to us. Let's stop and have a power bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, while we're on the subject of May, I had a thought, because we Burnham, because Burnham's the only one that gets to figure things out in this show. Figures out, instead of the doctors or anything.
Look, she hadn't seen a doctor.
God damn it, Tilly. God damn it. Figures out, because May didn't understand what tears were, then she can't just be coming from your subconscious. She must be a whole separate entity. Spores, all the thing. But May knew to call Tilly Stilly.
Right?
So she knows some stuff about Tilly's...
She knows...
memories.
She took this girl, aged her up, built a uniform. She knows everything but doesn't know what crying is. How much... What? Yeah. Fucking what? Also... It's it's mirror universe spores. Wait the fuck a second. As we established last season, there is one mycelial network.
It's shared, you're right.
It is the glue.
Spores.
Now, maybe the idea is the network, but then you grow a spore in your universe, so maybe it has
It's a little eviler.
It's a little different, because
What happens if you put the spore on that pad thing that Mira Giorgio had in her throne room to tell you what signature it has?
It activates her death fidget spinner, and it goes very poorly for everyone, especially Mira Connor.
Plays Candy Crush for her.
How funny would it have been, though, at the end of the marathon if, you see all the other runners that are all they're all done, and they're just, whatever they're
Grabbing
doing,
some orange
recovering,
slices.
just getting like everyone's like, yeah, congratulations, you completed the marathon. And then Tilly sprints across the line, and Saru's like, all right, great, only 4 more laps to go.
That's why she's so much faster. She's full of mushrooms, like Mario.
There
So
you
she's
go.
super
Yeah,
Tilly.
super Tilly.
And she got a 1-up.
Speaking
And
of
she used a warp pipe.
Okay, so she has a massive fungal infection.
Yes!
It is like taken over half of her torso. Like,
yeah,
this is,
use some Head and Shoulders on that.
She needs more than that. She needs like some serious,
What's that athlete's foot cream called?
Lotramin.
Lotramin.
She
There we
needs some
go.
fucking Lotramin injected into her veins.
Seriously, I love that. It's like, how are we gonna get it out of here? You imagine Doug poke their head and go, well, I got like 1,000 ways, and Stamets is like, nope, I got this beam.
But here's the thing about the fucking beam, right? So we saw the beam last week.
Yeah.
Because Tilly used it to extract a piece of rock.
Yeah.
So we figured out last week that what this device is like a phaser to carve rock, and then it's a tractor beam, and then it has an anti-grav
It slices,
device.
it dices.
It slices, it yanks,
It's the slap chop
you
of
bop
space.
it, twist it.
That's great.
But now,
I
apparently,
like that.
I don't know if it was supposed to be the same device or if they just used the same prop.
Well, because what it was is now he's using the natural spore magnetism of the chunk of rock that's in there.
Is that what was supposed to happen?
Yes, he does say that's what he's doing, but they somehow took the existing prop, which wasn't meant to do this. It's like, well, it's holding this rock, so now we've tweaked it so that it uses it doesn't make sense.
How come it didn't tear her fucking body apart then?
Because they retuned it for mushrooms, not
Yeah,
flesh.
but like here's the thing: when they
Yeah, no,
showed
makes no
that
sense.
scan of her, you could see. I'm assuming the orange bits were the mushrooms.
Yes, yeah,
They were like throughout her body.
yeah.
This
yeah.
is like that episode where Fry has the worms, and he's going to have the biggest
But see-
bowel movement of his life.
See, but that made sense though, because there's space in your bowels. I get where the worms were. I don't understand where these mushrooms were.
Yeah.
They weren't in her gut. They weren't in her shoulders. There's no room in my shoulders.
But anyway, so she has a massive fungal infection and really should have seen a doctor. Not like even like
and then the
Stamets-
doctor could have some fucking lines.
even if Stamets was the one that was like figuring out the problem, the doctor should have been involved.
I thought the same
The
thing.
doctor should have
Yeah.
been there and been like, yeah, we need to operate immediately. And then Stamets
Hey.
like, actually,
Pollard got
magnets,
a line like 2
how do they
episodes
work?
ago.
You don't need a doctor. You need Stamets. Stamets is like, technically I am a doctor.
Nah.
It would. It would be funny though if she's just always there, just being like, the fuck?
doctor?
And then when it works, she's like doubly annoyed. She's like, fuck this ship.
But then the thing that comes
Fuck
out,
this ship.
it's like a fucking blob of shit. Like, what is it?
We're gonna see next week.
Is it just mushroom? Is it?
Okay, new head
It's a
canon.
delicious risotto.
New head canon. Part of the reason McCoy is so grumpy is because him and Pollard are pen pals. And he's always getting letters from her about how fucking weird things are on Discovery. And he's like, Jesus, space is more terrifying than I thought.
Yeah,
pretty
the
good
thing
to
like,
Forrest
is it supposed to
Kelly.
be like
But thank you.
a slime mold, maybe?
Yeah.
Because that's the thing, right? Slime molds, people think that they have intelligence.
Do they?
They don't. They
I'm
don't
sorry,
really.
what do people think?
Well, kind of like the terrible early 90s Mario
So,
Brothers movie.
There's a type of fungus called a slime mold, and it looks like what it sounds like.
Slime
A slime
mold.
not a
Okay.
slime mold, but a
Well,
slime.
I'm just
mold.
trying
Yeah,
to.
yeah. But yeah,
I'm trying to suss it out like a kid at like
I
the
hear you.
spelling bee who's trying to be like slime. You know when they try to like sneak out some letters from the people doing the like wording.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
hear
what I
you.
was trying to
Can
do.
Yeah,
you
but
use
yeah.
it in a sentence?
The
So
sli-
I can vamp for a couple minutes.
The slime mold
Slime
is
mold.
poopy.
Oh.
No, so apparently I don't remember
Let's
the
see.
full thing, but they've done like tests on slime molds where they'll put them in like a maze.
I was
and
just
they'll
thinking they
and
had
they'll
the
put,
maze, yeah.
like food
Slime
at one
food.
end, and they'll have the slime mold, and the slime mold will like grow through the maze, and then once it finds the food, it'll like all of the other tendrils, it'll like retract them and just go so it will just go directly to the food.
Huh.
Looks like scrambled eggs.
Yeah.
All I need is
But
some
like so,
tossed salad.
so there's like I'm
Ugh.
it's there's some science behind it, but I'm sure that Discovery writers or sci-fi writers in general would take it,
Yeah.
into the realm of pseudoscience to be like, the mycelial network is the intelligence behind slime molds.
Yeah, there we go. Also, apparently, you found the scrambled eggs picture on Wikipedia, because apparently there's a whole bunch of them. It just looks like a bunch of little, like, Dr. Seuss trees.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Little biddly babies. Mushrooms are truly
Whoa.
fascinating in
Is
the
this
middle
also
world.
slime mold? Because that looks like egg.
It does.
That looks like a pre-scrambled egg.
That's
this
it
is
before somebody cracked it.
Yeah.
Well, you can't make a mycelial network without breaking a few eggs. Whatever.
Honestly,
you
like,
know.
if nothing else, this show has made me kind of wonder. Like, I know fuck all about actual fungus, and apparently they are, although not magic like in this show, truly complex and weird.
Yeah,
Isn't, like, the largest known living organism a, like, fungal colony somewhere?
If you consider it one organism, which it's debatable.
Debatable?
I think,
Okay.
yeah.
But there is, like, an enormous-ass fungal colony underground somewhere in the world, right?
Neat.
I think.
Half of it's in Tilly. What else happened here?
Well, we have the Michael and Amanda chat.
Oh, yeah.
Where they whisper in hallways instead of going into a room where they can talk privately. Son of a bitch. It was so distracting. Michael's going on and on and on about, I can't reconnect with Spock because I did something terrible to him in the past. And even though I've seen this show, I don't remember what it was.
Same.
So
I honestly
I'm
don't
expecting to be let down by it being lame. But right now, like, what could she have done to Spock in the past? She killed Ichaya.
She called him a green-blooded hobgoblin.
I was about to
And
say
he
that. You
never
son of a
forgave
bitch.
her.
Stole my joke. Yeah, it's funny, though. It turns out, like, it is consistent, though. She decides unilaterally to do something drastic for dumb reasons, and it causes trouble. So that's just always been her life.
Yeah.
I did love, though, when Amanda's like, oh, he had such a tough childhood. You did kind of want Michael to go, fucking hello, foster mother!
Yeah, and she's like, yeah, but you I got to love. Sarek wouldn't let me love Spock, even though it was his idea to have a half-human child. Sarek is the fucking worst.
Sarek's real asshole.
Yeah, like I said at some point recently, like, Sarek might be the worst father in Star Trek. Like, Worf is more loudly a bad father,
Loudly.
but Sarek is, like, subtly just terrible.
Yeah, he just,
Well,
yeah.
apparently he's also being like, now Amanda, you can't show our son any emotional anything. You're going to
hugging.
confuse him.
No, the plan is for the foster child to teach him to be a human. Make up your mind how this experiment is working, Sarek. Also, you're using children as experiments, you psychopath.
Well, Vulcan.
That's the thing. It's like, ooh, I wonder if he's got psychopathy. Have you met his fucking father?
Yeah, really, no shit.
Yeah,
So-
funnily, as you know, you're saying like this is a soap opera episode. I wrote this feels like a soap opera when Amanda was talking with Michael about all this new stuff they've piled on the Spock character and are just telling us about.
Yeah.
And then the Klingon stuff happened. It's like, oh yeah, it's fucking soap opera episode.
And this is a new thing we didn't know about Vulcans. Apparently, they have fucking ESP or whatever and can figure out where you are. Like, no, I was visited by the Red Angel. It told me where to find Michael.
Well, that's the Red Angel, not, you know.
Yeah,
Well,
we're gonna
what
see the
is
Red
it?
Angel later, and we're gonna see what happened. That much I do remember.
Yeah, me too, and it's stupid.
So Spock is
Well, I don't like it.
he escaped from the mental institution because he's
Killed a bunch of
he
people.
killed a bunch of people while escaping. Apparently, I guess.
I think he was just going through Ponfar.
Yeah.
This is
the-
Pon Farm.
Amanda's like, oh, he's never violent. You've seen Vulcans in Ponfar,
and
right?
even Michael's like he couldn't do that. He's gentle. It's like, yeah, but he was in a mental institution. He might not be himself right now. So
He could be possessed by an alien. There's a million
It's
Star
possessed by
Trek. They've never
alien.
seen Star Trek, apparently.
Like I said,
I mean, I'm sure it's going to turn out to be a frame job, but
I mean,
to what end?
they're not even being subtle about how fucking shady Starbase 5 Captain is. Like, he's just giving off shady bitch vibes from the word go. Like, I think I'm sure even before I'd seen that, when I've seen this new for the first time, I was probably like, that guy's lying. Something's up.
Yeah,
Starfleet is very good at being shady. It really is.
big time.
So often. Like, they don't even really need Section 31 to be shady. They just are shady.
You have a
Yeah,
thought, Jake?
no.
Okay, here's my thought.
Yay.
While I like Amanda in this episode.
Yeah.
I love seeing all the new depths Sarek has sunk to because that's
Seriously.
funny. I just kept wondering, would this have been more, I don't know, or less weird to me if it wasn't Spock? If it was just another Vulcan, because here we are, we're adding on. Oh, Spock always does drawings when he's feeling stressed out and stuff. This is fucking new. We never noticed this before. He played his lyre a lot. So sure, yeah, we believe you, Amanda. He always draws. He has, what did she call it? Extreme empathy deficit. That's a new thing to pile on top of the Spock character.
But also, again, in a way, it almost feels like Isn't that just Vulcans?
That's what I said. That's just a normal childhood for Vulcans. So it's like, I don't know if the Spock character needs all this additional shit piled on because we see where he ends and it's just a normal Vulcan man.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it seems like it's more about Michael than it is about Spock, honestly.
Story of
Well,
the show.
I was gonna say this is Michael's show.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, the thing is, I don't think this was a terrible episode, but I think it was
Too much at once.
It was too much at once, and I think following up on last week's episode, which I thought was phenomenal.
Yeah.
With this one, it just feels very, I don't know.
I feel like it's just setting up like the Michael stuff and the
Yeah.
and the fungal thing or the May thing
Yeah.
for next episode.
Yeah.
And the Klingon stuff, I just didn't. I didn't get into.
It's just, I think that also is just set up. Like
the
ultimately,
Klingon stuff,
I think
but I'm
so.
done with it.
Yeah,
Son of a bitch.
Over it.
but it will come up again.
There is a payoff that, if I'm remembering it correctly, didn't need this much setup, frankly.
Really? I don't remember that. I
It's
remember
not even,
just
I
feeling
wouldn't even call
overwhelmed.
it a payoff. If it's a thing that I'm
True.
thinking of, that you're thinking of,
Yeah.
I don't even call it a payoff because they didn't need to involve the Klingons in that to begin with.
Is this something to do with Pike?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, one more thing that drove me fucking
Indeed.
crazy.
Indeed.
Uh,
Oh yeah.
Anson Mount in that outfit?
Different kind of crazy.
Oh.
Honestly, I prefer him in the gold.
No, yeah, me
He
too.
does look great in the gold.
I noticed this week, because I've missed it a lot previously. Who directed this one? Was this another Frakes?
I didn't write it down.
Okay, good.
It wasn't Frakes.
Whoever did it, though, was fucking in love with starting a shot overhead and then panning down.
Unnecessary.
To, I don't know, it's like trying to make it look more dynamic, but it was just, unlike the Frakes spin, which I missed somehow, until you pointed it out, I was like, oh yeah, that is a little annoying. This one was very front and center, happened so often, it was like, maybe once you can get away with that.
I noticed it at least twice. If there were more, fine. But yeah, there was one at least in the marathon. There was one we reveal Laurel doing her mother's speech.
Yeah, there
may have been more.
Wasn't
think
there
were
also
more.
some, going from sideways to the right way up? Because I feel
Possibly.
like there was some, weird...
Oh.
Well, when they
people walking
zoom
in the
in
hall.
on the Section 31 ship, they do it.
Oh
really
yeah, they do
weird.
a spin.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they did.
But
That was
that's
dumb.
all CG too. Which
Yeah,
is
that didn't have
you
to-
didn't need to do that.
One thing I did like, though, during her speech at the end was how they were have her speaking in Klingon, and then switches to English, but the Klingon subtitles pop up to be like, all right, yeah, she's still speaking Klingon.
they Hunt for Red October did.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
I almost said down Periscope. Wrong movie.
very
Very
different
wrong
film.
Quite
movie.
different.
Very different. I haven't seen that in years.
I don't know Down Periscope, but I'm
Oh my
guessing it's a
God.
parody
It's a-
of...
No.
Oh, it
Isn't it?
isn't?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
It's like Kelsey Grammer is a disgraced naval officer who's put in charge of this submarine crew, and it's all these washouts, flunkies, and idiots, and I forget it
So
used to be on
slow,
Comedy
it's
Central.
Slow Horses, but for...
No, because it's a comedy. But in that regard, yes, sort of. But yeah, it used to be on Comedy Central constantly as a kid. So when I was a kid, so I watched it a lot. I'm sure it's not actually good. I mean, Rob Schneider's in it, for fuck's
Oh
sake.
dear. Okay, so back to the speaking Klingon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the end when she speaks Klingon because that's smooth and you understand what's going on.
Yeah.
I feel like they should have been doing that from last season, but it's too late for that. But from the top of this episode, because there were 3 different ways they got them to speak English in this episode.
Yeah.
And each one was different and each one was confusing.
The
The first one is let's speak English for Tyler. Let's speak English because we're making fun of Tyler. Let's just switch to English.
But Tyler speaks Klingon, so there's no reason to do
No,
it.
There's not.
But I actually really liked, so speaking of Hunt for Red October, one of my favorite language transitions is in that movie.
Yeah.
Because they're speaking Russian and it zooms in on the mouth and he switches to English, and that's how you get that's how they transition it for the audience.
Yeah. And that's basically what they did here.
Yeah,
Well,
I like the way the subtitles.
The subtitle, I thought that was so cool.
That was good. I like
Switching
that.
from the English subtitles to the Klingon subtitles at the same time, they switch verbal language. I was like, that's a great device because I immediately understand what they're doing. You don't need to explain it to me. You don't need well, Ash Tyler doesn't speak Klingon well. So
Yeah.
just have done that the entire time.
Please and thank you.
Yeah, I get why they wanted to have that scene where they're like, should we be speaking fucking Federation for your douchebag boyfriend?
Well, they could have done it like that, and then they could have had Ash Tyler been like, fuck you. And
I like that.
That'd be great if the one thing the Klingons don't have a word for is fuck you. They had to get that from the Federation, and they will
Pretty
never
much
admit
everything they say has the undertone of
Yes,
fuck you, so
true.
making the subtext text is just
True.
beneath them.
Yeah,
that-
Ketal Stovacor is pretty close.
Yeah, this all reminds me, though, this so not related, but kind of. This old Jerry Lewis picture, where he's part of, like, a USO tour in, I think, Korea in the 50s, and he gets separated from his troop, and he goes to talk to a local. And when the local speaks, he's speaking Korean, and Korean subtitles pop up. And when Jerry Lewis speaks, English subtitles pop up. And he actually ends up going like, forget it. We don't speak each other's language, and the subtitles are all mixed up. And he walks away.
That's funny. I like that. Good joke. Oh, you know what we haven't brought up yet? The pink blood is back in Klingons.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What's back?
The pink blood.
Oh, it was? I missed that.
It was pink.
Yeah,
Nice!
when they were
Supposed to
stabbing.
what, purple?
Well, no, it's been read a lot.
Yeah, in TNG they were just like, fuck it, we're just gonna do red.
Yeah. That's cool.
So this is a callback to Star Trek 6.
Yeah, I like that.
But it raises even more questions. What color is Ash Tyler's blood?
Must be
Blue.
green, no?
Culber is a terrible doctor.
No.
Man, we
Poor
drew
Culber.
blood and it was all purpley. What the fuck is that all about?
Well, no, you know, it's the future. When they draw blood now, they just have the computer. Like, blood is gross. Computer doesn't form.
Ew.
Well, because even in Deep Space Nine, when they drew blood, they could see it
No, I
because
know.
of those special things for...
Yeah. Well, they also
Changelings.
specifically wanted to. I will say, little Babby there, I assume it was a puppet or something.
Oh, definitely.
The little wee paint actually suited it.
Aww.
The little wee paint. The little wee paint on the wee baby Seamus.
It is sad, though. They have broken the Star Trek tradition of just gluing shit to babies.
Yeah.
As that meme says.
Yeah.
I get it, though.
Use
It's fair.
the puppet, you cowards.
I screwed myself in my notes because I was like, "Oh, I'm running out of space on my card. I'll abbreviate something."
Uh-oh.
No idea what it says. I just said you just use the H and S like everyone else. It was toward the end, so
H and
I
S.
wonder what it was.
Just use the H and S?
H and S.
Just use the H and S.
Ham and sandwich.
Whatever it was, it's gone now.
Oh well.
What's the context? Just use the H and S?
Yeah, literally, just use the H and S like everyone
Just
else.
use H and S like it.
Oh, Head and Shoulders. This was
For the
for the fungal thing.
Right, okay.
Wow.
There we go. And you even said Head and
I
Shoulders
said Head
earlier.
and Shoulders, so
there
I
we
did.
go.
You
Apparently
already got that
it
joke.
sunk in, so it's
Nice.
good.
My last thought, I think, is going to be, how is it that, okay, so Section 30, they're back. But, so, like, Ash was like, how did you get all these resources, and how did you pull all this off? And Georgiou's like, this way. And she shows him
Her tits.
a comm badge, and he's
Oh.
like, he looks at it, he's like, Section 30, what? It's like,
Oh yeah, everyone knows. It's not a secret
this is
at all.
not a secret.
Yeah, they are much like it does come to pass. You find out in DS9 that Section 31 seems to be an open secret among the Admiralty, but at this point in time, it is an open secret among fucking everybody.
Yeah, and because, like, Ash Tyler, the real Ash Tyler, was just a guy. He
Yeah.
wasn't.
So somehow the information about Section 31 has been transferred from dead fucking Ash Tyler into Vogue, into this new Ash Tyler's, like,
Yeah.
Or it's just like,
Amalgamation.
when, Ash Tyler, when our Ash Tyler, Vogue Ash Tyler, was, like, researching Star Trek, Starfleet stuff, like, it was Chapter 1, Section 31.
Yeah.
These
It
guys,
would
That was
Bonkers.
chapter 31.
it would have been
Yeah.
funny.
There it is.
Yeah, it'd be funny if she showed in the bag and he's like, what the fuck is that supposed to mean?
Is it
Yeah,
chocolate?
and-
Can I eat it?
Ooh, delicious.
Yes.
why is it wrapped in foil?
Fucking, they wouldn't have distinct fucking deltas.
Yeah.
It's so silly.
What's his name there, though?
What's his name? Leland?
Leland did have the Sloan coat, so they pertain to
I
that.
do. I do remember liking Leland when we get more Leland. So,
But you see, I think if you're going to have to do Section 31,
which you don't.
which
At all.
But if
No,
No one's
sorry,
making it.
we do. It's in the
Damn
But
rules.
like,
Rats.
make
I
them
know.
like paramilitary. Make them not anything associated with Starfleet. And like maybe they're not even like, I would say it would make more sense if they were just like the militia, like the Proud Boys or something. That they think they work for the government and they're upholding the true Constitution or whatever. But they're
They're
just
doge
fucking
bags.
nut jobs, and
Yeah.
they're just fucking shit
I
up.
mean, that thing is, even in, again, they never said explicitly, but it does kind of feel like there's sort of a rogue element
Yeah.
that the Badmirals tolerate because they do
Yeah, they-
occasionally, in their madness, do something that helps.
They turn
Like, are they-
turn a blind eye.
Yeah.
Are they like Starfleet's Obsidian Order, basically?
Well, that's the idea, but...
No, because even the Obsidian Order, though, like, people know it exists because the
Yeah.
whole thing is you're supposed to be afraid of the Obsidian Order. Like,
Yeah.
they're not even that. They're not even the secret police, because secret police, despite the name, are always very well known because they're an intimidation tactic. These guys are...
Like the Corbomite maneuver.
Yeah. These guys are like...
The deep state.
Yeah. There's no, like, good equivalent that I can think of.
It's
Because
it's
it's
Doge.
Yeah.
Because the good equivalent would be secret and we wouldn't know
They're
about it.
QAnon.
Yeah, they're basically
Yikes.
like... Again, like I said, they're the CIA, but if they were actually a secret organization.
Here's the thing. In Star Trek, if they had QAnon,
It would be
Q
led
would
by
actually
Q.
be there.
Yeah.
I know.
I feel like
I
we
was
said
thinking.
this.
I was
Real.
thinking that joke.
We've definitely said this before.
As I said, QAnon. I was like, oh man, I wish I had a good Q joke.
Speaking of Blood Oath and the albino question mark.
Sure, whatever. Deep Space Nine.
Better fucking
See,
Klingons.
speaking of good Star Trek,
All right, so we have another blog post for you guys.
which we weren't, by
Which
the
you're
way.
definitely checking out over on the Tumblr at
You are.
We're just gonna pass
sshpodcast.com.
the laptop
Yeah,
around.
I think that's the
the
mouse
mouse.
around.
But then you'll all have to close your eyes while you open...
That's
Yes.
fine. We can
Yeah.
do that.
Okay.
oh yeah, I didn't do a fade in. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, I finally remembered to sit down and figure out how transitions work this week.
They're
And
fun.
you're gonna be like, oh, of course, he learned to do it. Now he's overdoing it.
Yay!
Oh, no.
Everyone is
There's
different.
No such thing.
I played with the speeds.
One of them is gonna
boy.
sneak in from the right. One will zoom in from the left. I can't wait. I'm so
I'm
excited.
excited. Do they have Star White?
Yeah, we need Star
No,
White.
it's not an option.
Oh, those
Damn
dirty
it.
Which, of
dogs.
course,
Son
is
of a
the
bitch.
only one you use if you have it, because why would
Exactly.
you know?
All right, listen. I'm going first this time.
No,
You're
you
going
went
last
first
time.
last time.
No, I didn't.
She did not.
I thought you did.
I
No,
went first last time.
I was gonna say someone with much better picks than me went first last time, which is why I want to go first this time.
But yes, so we are continuing
Please.
our fantasy casts,
I don't have to.
and as I
You go first.
think we said last week, Deep Space Nine has a main cast, but has enough semi-regular reoccurring that we had to divide this into two. So this week is the regulars, which includes both Daxes, and next week we'll be visiting with some of our semi-regular
One
friends.
of our favorite recurring friends.
Yes, but yes, so Caitlin has asked to go first. So Caitlin,
Well,
go first.
only if it's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
no.
Go
go
first.
Fine.
Right.
All right, let me close my eyes. Everyone
Okay,
close your
so
eyes.
there's yours right there. I'm gonna close my eyes until you hit the slideshow button.
This is the first time we're all in the same room for this.
How do I?
It's up here in the corner.
Okie
Good?
dokie.
We good?
Hooray!
All right. Start with
Cisco.
the man himself, Cisco.
Interesting.
I chose Marlon Wayans, and I'll tell you why. He's my favorite Wayans brother. And one of my favorite things about Ben Sisko is that he's an incredible father figure, and I always talk about how much I love his love for his child. And Marlon Wayans has come out as being so very supportive of his transgender child.
That's lovely.
And I was like, I knew that you were my favorite Wayans brother. And, like, I think he's a reasonably good actor. I mean, he's not Avery Brooks. Nobody's Avery Brooks.
Was Marlon the one in Earth Girls Are Easy?
No, that's
That's
Damon.
Damon.
Damn it.
Marlon,
Who is also
I'm
the
bad at
star
Wayanses.
of Blank Man, right?
Damon is, yeah.
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 Marlon was in Mo Money as playing Damon's little brother.
Yeah, I was like, Damon is the more famous, I think. of
Oh, yeah,
Wayans.
definitely. But I think Marlon is the cutest.
Aw,
And I don't know.
that's adorable.
Again, good daddy. That's literally all that went into it. Wasn't
That's fair.
thinking about anything
Nice.
else. Next.
Ah.
Who's the next hottest person I know who's a bad bitch? It's Sandra Bullock.
Sweet.
Nice.
An obvious choice for Keira Nerys.
Yeah, I see that.
Because she's got, like, an intensity to her sometimes. Like, not always. She does comedy really well, too.
Yes.
But she can be intense. And, again, hot.
Nice.
Sandra Bullock is, like, one of my favorite actresses of all times. And probably the first woman I ever had a crush on.
Ooh. Yeah,
So-
she's fun.
I love her.
Oh.
Now, you'll understand later, probably. So for Jadzia Dax, I've chosen Jodie Foster. Another hot, tough lady. Mostly this is because of who I choose later for Esri Dax.
Mm.
But
Ah.
I also just really like Jodie Foster, another of my early crushes,
Yeah.
I
Oh, I am
realized. and,
teased.
This is a good choice.
and she's an incredible actress.
Yeah.
I feel like she would do a good job. I mean, I don't know. The thing is, I've never seen Jodie Foster in, like, a very romantic lead, so I don't know how, like, the Wharfy stuff would go.
No, but I believe she can kick his ass, so.
Yeah, that's true.
That's how Klingon love works.
Yeah, she's a bad bitch. And this is specifically Silence of the
Yeah,
Lambs
say that's
era
that's a
Jodie Foster.
younger Jodie.
Well, this is a very young
That's
Jadzia,
true, that's true.
So, all right, next.
Oh,
It's obvious as shit, and I did it
well
anyway.
done.
I was hoping someone would.
James Callis for Bashir. And now, the thing is I felt kind of bad whitewashing Bashir.
I mean, he's
He's
got-
Ukraine and
yeah.
Ukraine, Polish, Jewish. I looked it up because I was like, tell me something that is not just the whitest white people ever. But of course, if you're from Ukraine and Poland, then, I mean, the Jewish people and the Muslim people, they're all came from the same place.
Yeah.
So it's like they're all, you know.
And
anyway,
because he played Bashir on
Battlestar
Battlestar Galactica,
Galactica,
so
right.
it worked.
And it just felt right. I don't know. I was struggling, and
this is why you wanted to go first, just in case anyone else said this.
I think
no,
this is
not
a great,
at all.
a great
but,
choice.
Well, because this is like the joke I made. I was like, oh, fucking Dr. Bashir who wants to fuck robots or something.
Have we ever seen the two of them in the same room together?
Yep.
Nice. Chris O'Dowd.
I mean, could you do
for Miles O'Brien?
I considered that very strongly.
I was trying to think
Chris
of
O'Dowd.
I do too, and I was trying to think of a good way to
Did you turn it off and turn it on again?
Yeah, did you turn it off and on again? Yeah, that's right. That's actually perfect for him.
Yes,
I wasn't even thinking that. I was just thinking Irish and curly.
He goes with my Geordie from last week when I picked
Richard Ayoade. And I was trying to figure out a way to fit Richard Ayoade in, and I'm sad to say I didn't. I had initially
love him.
I kind of thought Richard Ayoade for Bashir, but then I was like, yeah, but Bashir's like Richard Ayoade is hot, but in like a big nerd way, and Julian Bashir is hot in like kind of a
little nerd way.
normal way.
Nice.
So I just was like, I can't take away the hot. Like,
and what's great is
because otherwise he won't get away with all that sexual harassment. Like if you're ugly and you act like that, it's no good. So
O'Dowd definitely has to like just this resting
suffering face.
Yeah. That exasperated.
Time.
Like I definitely buy again, like with Colm Meaney or either, where it's like this thing's fucking broken all the damn time.
I'm the only one doing any fucking work here. There's an episode where he's like running back and forth with the IT crowd, and he's just like, and it just felt right. I don't know. Anyway, and he's Irish. Whatever.
I considered him very strongly.
He's Irish. I love him. Good. Well, I'm glad.
Hey,
nice.
Tilda familiar.
Tilda Swinton for Odo.
Sweet.
Because at first I thought David Bowie, and then I thought, is David Bowie a good enough actor to be Odo? Who is like David Bowie? Tilda Swinton. So,
nice.
Also, like, you know, whatever. She could still be in love with Kira.
And she's very alien.
They can still have a good relationship.
Last time, she's
she is an alien. So, I don't know. I like her, and I was mad that I didn't think of her before, so I think it was just...
And no offense to her, but she wouldn't need that much makeup to look like Odo.
Yeah, really. She's such a blank slate of a person. She's beautiful. And anyway, love Tilda. Thank you. Well, I asked myself, who could smarm as well as Armin Shimmerman? And I thought, literally no one. And then I thought, wait a minute, there's someone in this very show.
You didn't even find a picture of him out of makeup.
No, I did that on purpose.
I know.
It's Andrew
Robinson.
Andrew Jackson. Andy Robinson as Garrick. As Quark.
Nice. That's cute.
I don't know why. I just feel like because they are so much like similar sides of a similar coin, and like he's just always up to no good. Quark's always up to no good. It would be like a very different Quark, probably a kind of gayer Quark, maybe. I mean, who knows? But not that Andy Robinson's even gay that I know of. He just plays Garrick so gay that or whatever. Anyway. I just thought, I was like, who could possibly do this? Who else could be this smarmy? And the only person I could think of was Andy Robinson.
He'd rock those Quark outfits.
He would.
Oh, he'd look fucking, he makes them himself.
Are you going to make Armin Shimmerman play,
Don't think I didn't just think of it, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
We'll think about it. Up next.
Oh, interesting.
Dime Store Jodie Foster for Dime Store Terry Farrell. Julianne Moore. It's not her fault. Someone had to play Clarice in Hannibal. I mean, if they had insisted on making it, which they shouldn't have. But someone had to play Clarice in Hannibal. Jodie Foster didn't want to do it, so they got Julianne Moore. And I resent her. So
she's still great.
Yeah, no, she's a great actress.
Just not in that movie, maybe?
No, she's a good... I mean, I just hate her.
Wow.
It's because of that. It's for no other reason than they replaced her in Hannibal. With Jodie Foster replaced her with Julianne Moore. It's not her fault. I've seen her movies where I thought she was fantastic. But I just don't like her. So she's Esri.
Okay.
Bye.
Last one is Jake.
Now, before I switch into no. I thought about, and I almost did actually, because I was struggling. I almost went with Hot Urkel.
Stefan
Urkel, yeah.
What?
Stefan Urkel.
Yeah, that's it. I thought about doing Hot Urkel, but then I thought of an actual good idea.
Oh.
And it was Kel Mitchell.
Cute.
Oh, interesting.
Of All That and Kenan and Kel and Mystery Men fame.
That could work.
I honestly don't think I've ever seen him in anything, but I'll take your word for it.
You haven't seen All That, or Kenan and Kel, or
Mystery Men?
I have seen Mystery Men, but when it was in theaters, so I don't remember.
Mystery Men, I have said this for ages. Now that more people get, like, more of the tropes they were making fun of at the time because of the Marvel movies, I think is due for a late appreciation.
Nice.
Like, when I saw it, I was a big comic nerd, so I was like, ha, I get all these jokes. And I think most people were just like, okay. It's like, no, they're oh, right, you don't really know.
This art is wasted on you people. But anyway, Kel Mitchell,
Nice.
great actor, love him. Once again, another one that I just had a huge crush on as a kid.
Yay.
So,
those
getting
are
them all
good
in.
picks.
Thank you.
I have the mouse. I'm gonna go next.
No, I wanted to go next.
You want to go next? Okay, because I'm
Dude, I thought we
I'm
were
so
cycling here.
I'm so excited about some of my picks.
I
Okay, I
can't
won't
wait.
look while
Close
Jake
your
turns his
fucking
slides.
eyes.
Oh yeah, sorry.
All right, here is my fantasy cast. I don't see where the mouse is.
You can just click anywhere
Yeah,
to
it's
be
just,
fine.
yeah.
All right, so for Commander turned Captain Benjamin Sisko, I chose Forrest Whitaker, who
Good
plays
actor.
Saw Gerrera in Rogue One.
Yeah.
I hear he's coming back in Andor when Andor comes back.
Oh,
which
really?
Which might have
Well,
happened.
he did.
No,
Show,
it doesn't
he
happen
did.
yet.
He did show up in Andor season 1.
Well, I've seen him in the trailers for more season 2.
Oh, well,
and I'm jazzed.
He was already in Andor, but I like him a lot because I think he can really do the intensity.
Yeah, yeah.
And the specifically because I haven't seen him in a lot, but I have seen him obviously in Rogue One, and he does have like an almost religious cult-like devotion, it seems, to the rebellion.
Yeah, yeah.
Which reminds me a lot of kind of Sisko's intensity.
Mm.
So Forrest Whitaker, I think he's all right. Kira Nerys. Well, Ames won't be surprised that I chose Claudia Black.
Oh, good choice.
Wow, she looks like a bad bitch.
I fucking love Claudia
She is a
Black.
bad bitch. As she is as Aaron's son in Farscape, but she is many wonderful bad bitches.
She's got some great tone. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
she is hot shit.
Quite Australian.
Oh, that just makes
And
her
I love
hotter.
her voice. Her voice is so distinct too.
All right, so my Jadzia Dax, I chose Sonequa Martin Green.
I thought about sticking Michael in somewhere. That's great.
I could see that.
I think she would do all right. I think she has the science officer shit. I think she does that part.
Yeah,
pretty
she
Yeah,
can
well.
she's great at the technobabble.
She can technobabble quite well.
She's so pretty. God
and she's very
damn.
pretty, and yeah, I think she'd make a cool Dax.
She would be great. I love that. Plus, I bet she'd look great with the spots.
Yeah.
Damn. Anyway, why is she so pretty? I can't deal with that.
So my Julian Bashir, Danny Pudi from Community.
Oh my god, I love that.
Yeah, I could see that. That would work.
I don't know if I can, but I love it. Have you seen him in Mythic Quest?
Yeah.
Isn't it great? That
Yeah,
show's
he is,
amazing.
Yeah.
He's wonderful.
He's such a different character in that show than he is on Community.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think he'd do great. I think because he kind of can do both, right? Because he's a nerd, but he's also kind of smarmy. Mm-hmm. Especially on
and he's a
Mythic Quest.
cutie. He's a cutie face.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I don't think I appreciated him as an attractive human in Community, but in Mythic Quest, I was like, ooh, you're evil, you're hot. But fuck! That's what it is. It's the evil.
It's the evil. The swagger.
This might be a first for us in this exercise because we have a dude.
Hey!
Because I also chose Chris O'Dowd.
Nice.
No, you and I both picked Ben Browder for Kirk.
Oh, did we? Okay,
we did,
all right,
and
I
we were
forgot
very
that.
happy about
but
it.
Yeah, So
it's
I
good pick.
I also chose Chris O'Dowd because
He just looks so sad.
He looks even more
he's
worn and
smiling.
beaten down in this picture.
And,
This
like,
poor bastard.
It's just called being Irish.
like like there's no necessary reason why O'Brien has to be an Irishman other than the fact his name's O'Brien, but whatever. But I don't know. It just feels like it fits.
Yeah.
It does. I like that choice.
Did you see him in Family Tree?
Yeah.
Family Tree's
Yeah.
really
I feel
good.
like that because he's like very. It is good, isn't it? It was.
quite
It was
good.
only one season, right? I feel
Yeah.
like we were the only people watching it.
That's probably why it's not all
Literally,
season.
I think. But he there was definitely a lot of acting happening in there for him. Like it wasn't just him being. Have you
Yeah.
tried turning it off and on again? Like there was some shit happening, and he was great. So love. Anyway,
Chris O'Dowd.
well, great
Okay.
choice.
So for my Odo, I went with Doug Jones.
Oh my god!
So good.
Yes.
Another alien in human form.
What is he? I understand how he's doing what he's doing with his arms, but
Yeah,
it still
I don't know.
seems crazy.
Yeah,
I can't-
I figured
I can't do it.
I can't either. It's because he's just made of arms. His
Who
arms...
better to play a shapeshifter than an actual shapeshifter?
Beautiful.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's good. I love Doug Jones.
Jesus, how is he doing that?
His arms
I
are
have-
just that long.
Well, and I have like fat arms getting in the way. Like I can almost do it, sort of.
I wonder if he's like triple or quadruple jointed.
I think he might be.
Quark.
Quark.
Oh my God.
I love this one.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Bill Burr.
Can
It would
he
be
still
a-
be from Planet Boston?
Absolutely. Because I think
that's
Quark,
the only voice he can do.
it's the only voice Bill Burr can do, but I also think it works for Quark too.
It would be a different Quark, but I can still see
The
it.
swarm is there.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Angry Boston bar owner Quark makes a lot of weird sense.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're not buying, get the fuck out of my bar.
So for my Esri, I went with Jamila Jamil.
Oh, I love
From The
Jamila
Good Place.
Jamil.
Good
Oh,
actor.
what a horrible thing you've done to her.
That's true.
Aw.
Yeah. Well,
That's why I cast someone I didn't give a shit about.
She'll do better. She'll
Be great. I love her.
See, that's the thing. Like, we're also fixing some things.
Yeah. My Esri is very much based on the idea if they actually give the character stuff to do.
Mm.
Well,
All right.
I love Jamila Jamil.
So,
And
Chris
I love
O'Dowd, you say?
so great actress. And I love the things she stands for. She's very vocal about body positivity and not telling young women to starve themselves and be too skinny and shit. And I think she has Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, so she talks a lot about that.
Oh, wow.
She's very cool.
She's
I like
also
her.
a Sensia, right?
Yeah, she voices.
Oh, that's
In
right.
Prodigy.
Yeah.
Nice.
So she has Star Trek.
She voices
chops.
who?
Essentia.
One left. We got
All
Jake.
right. So this one, I don't know
Can't
if you all are going to know who this person is.
Chris O'Dowd.
Yeah, unless you've seen the
Danny
show.
DeVito.
Because I don't think he's been in a lot, or maybe he has, but I know J.D. Williams from The Wire.
I have
haven't
not
seen
seen
The
The
Wire.
Wire.
Yeah.
But everyone in it's supposed to be fantastic,
and,
so I'm sure he's good.
And he is fantastic. He plays, he's sort of a drug dealer type, everyone on that show.
Yeah, I was
is a
gonna
drug
say, it's
dealer.
Not like Jake. Oh, God.
Everyone's either a drug dealer or a corrupt
But he's
policeman
really
that deals
good, and
drugs.
He was just selling stolen watches.
And he's he's never a good guy on that show. He's always bad, but you can see the inner struggle. He's a really phenomenal actor
There we go.
on that show, and I think he would do good. He's a little old to play Jake.
Well, he was once young, I imagine.
He was, but not. I don't know if he was acting when he was that young.
I definitely pulled someone who did not act that young, but I'm assuming they'd have been fine. So
I
we're
think
in the
he would.
same
I mean,
boat.
he plays a young man,
Yeah,
not a kid.
Yeah.
But
You
yeah,
cast
so-
Sidney Greenstreet?
All right, so now
You did?
You can.
I can go. I'm gonna go.
Oh, Sidney Greenstreet. He'd make a great Ferengi.
Okay. My fantasy cast, it's funny because Jake was mentioning, oh wow, I ended up picking a lot of comedians for my cast. And I went way up, heavy in the comedians for my
boy.
cast. And I wonder if it's because, DS9's tone is, so varied. That you kind of have to have at least some comedy background.
Well, I also think, honestly, science fiction, especially Star Trek, even when it's very serious, there is an inherent slight campiness. And I feel like actors who take things too seriously don't understand science fiction. I think you have to be at least kind of funny to actually do science fiction seriously. Because you have to be able to just roll with the fact that sometimes it's fucking absurd.
Okay. My Cisco. Originally, I was thinking. Actually, I don't know who Chris is yet, so I'll tell you later in case you already have this person. And then I thought this is the obvious and perfect choice, and I picked Penny Johnson Gerald.
Cassidy Yates.
Cassidy Yates.
I love
And they could
this.
switch it up.
There we go.
Oh
Great-
my god.
great
And Cassidy
choice.
can even be a dude's name, can it?
I've never heard, but
Well,
sure.
Butch Cassidy?
Oh yeah, that's a last
It's a
name.
serious, but
maybe.
still, people would buy it, I think.
Yeah, Penny Johnson, fucking amazing. She's
Yeah,
written.
she's
She's
good.
so good in the Orville. She starts off as one of my favorites in the Orville.
Oh, I didn't even realize she was in the Orville.
Oh,
She was
yeah.
in 24, one of the seasons of 20. The first season of 24, I think. She's the president's wife or some
Yeah, I
shit.
remember that.
She's amazing. She's evil.
Yeah, she's hot stuff, and she can
And she's
do
hot
it.
stuff.
And she's
God.
hot stuff. Yeah, so I like that idea for
Great pick.
a Cisco swap. My Kira swap. You know who else is a bad bitch with giant fucking eyes? Kristen Milioti.
I was to say, Ella Purnell.
No, I already picked her.
That's right, you did.
Who's
She
that?
was, she was from USS Callister.
She's from USS Callister,
Yeah.
that Black
Oh.
Mirror episode we covered.
Oh, is she the one that kind of leads the little...
Yeah.
Okay.
She's the one that gets dragged into the USS Callister, and she is kind of the
Right.
the
Yeah, she'd be
focal
good.
character. She's also in a season of Fargo where she's
Okay.
great. Yeah, I really enjoy her. She can go to all the acting extremes, and she's very fun to watch. So I liked her. My Jadzia might be my favorite pick so far of all of my picks.
Oh, all right.
So
Can't wait.
Jadzia's like this kind of fantastical, whimsical, magical thing who has lifetimes underneath her. She's also got a great sense of humor. She's also sexy as fuck.
Danny DeVito?
Noah fucking Fielding.
Yes!
Wow, that
Oh my
is
god!
nice.
Yes!
Great choice.
I've been sitting on this one for weeks and thought,
My
yes.
god!
Tall, statuesque, beautiful.
Oh my god.
I love him so
beautiful.
much. Got these piercing eyes.
That makes
my
a weird
God.
kind of
Having a
sense.
problem
I
over here.
love it. I'm having a solution over here.
No.
That's right.
Yeah, so
She'll
I
be in
thought
her
that was
bunk.
going to be great. And I love Noel Fielding.
Me
he's
too.
so he's
What
such a
good
sweetheart.
pick. Oh, Ames. This is why I didn't want to fucking go after you, you bitch.
My Julian is a little more out there. I don't know if this is quite right, but I'm curious
It's
how it would go.
Beekman from Beekman's World.
My first thought was, you know who starts off really fucking annoying, but then who grows on you, and you're like, and then you're just delighted whenever
Neelix?
you see them, is Nicole Byer.
Oh my god, I love
From
Nicole
Nailed
Byer.
It.
Nailed it.
From Nailed It. And I think she's just got the energy that Julian has all the time. Just this puppy dog, like, straining at a leash energy.
Okay, yeah.
And she's definitely a just horrible flirt, which I love about her.
Yeah, and she's just so fun.
Yes!
Cute.
I love that, Ames.
Yay.
What the fuck?
I'm glad you like it.
Ames is so good at this game.
Okay.
Chris
O'Dowd.
O'Dowd.
Close.
Richard Iowade.
So I don't know if you're gonna know this one. I'm curious if you'll recognize. But I was just thinking, you know who else suffers so fucking well? Who suffers and comes back for more because he secretly fucking loves it and holds the whole show together? Is little Alex Horn.
He's
From
familiar.
Taskmaster.
He's the creator of Taskmaster.
Okay, I've not seen it, but I've heard of it.
You would love Taskmaster.
I have been told.
It is phenomenal.
Jake and I started watching Taskmaster, and originally I had somebody else in for O'Brien, and then we started watching Taskmaster, and then it just clicked in me when we were just watching them take advantage of Alex Horn all over the fucking place. That Alex Horn is perfect for an O'Brien.
Love it.
Yeah.
He looks like he's seen some shit for sure, so.
And I've fallen in love with him, so I'm sorry, Jake.
Oh.
Yeah, that is just came out of the 20-year virtual prison and is coming to terms with, like, reality face.
I like it.
God.
My Odo, I'm also going with kind of an alien figure, and
shit.
that's Gwendolyn Christie.
Oh, I
Nice.
love her. Oh my
I forget, who
god.
did you put her as in last week, Jake?
Yeah,
Riker?
she was my Riker.
Oh my god.
Nice. Yeah, I think she can just play badass security types.
Yeah, get her in Star Trek and
Get
use
her
her better
in
than
Star
Star
Trek.
Wars did.
Yeah.
I love her. God damn.
Yeah, so good. I want more of.
What a bunch of beautiful
Gwendolyn
people.
Christie. Because I just figured, like, and also, like, just thinking of, like, Brienne of Tarth, the character who got it, like, doesn't fit in, as, like, a great Odo parallel.
I've not seen the show, but I have seen that clip of that, like, beardy ginger guy who kind of makes a face at her, like,
Leering
stop.
at it.
And
Yeah,
she's
that's,
like, oh no.
that's me. That's me and Ames while she's playing Odo. We're that guy. Oh my god, make that meme. Make it happen.
Who else we got? Oh, my Quark. Oh, my Quark is just this sleazy,
my Quark.
weird man, and yet so fuckable.
Mark Alamo.
Steve Buscemi.
That's perfect.
Yes!
Holy shit, he didn't even occur to me. That's so good.
I
phenomenal.
thought about Steve Buscemi because they wouldn't have to give him the teeth. Oh, sorry, baby.
Oh, but
They're
love
crooked, but they ain't
I
pointy.
know. I'm just kidding. But yes, I
No, that's
fucking yes. Now I wish I had.
Spend some
I
of
could've-
these too much budgets on getting Steve Buscemi on as a fucking
real.
I
variety.
love Steve Buscemi.
Have you
Holy
guys seen
shit.
Miracle Workers?
Not
No.
yet.
It's
It's on
real
the list.
fun.
I know. It's one thing. Someday I will.
Yeah, it's cool. I think you'd like that one too. Who else we got? We got my Ezri, who this is an easy one because who's a super cutie
Julianne
dragon,
Moore.
and
Just
that's Timothy
Chalamet. Wow.
Interesting.
I just realized Ezri and I have the same haircut.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, you do.
I hate it.
Oh no.
No, you have to change it.
You're rocking it though, so
I need some trill spots.
you do. Yeah, so I
Damn,
just
I
figured
love it.
who's super cute, and that's Timothy.
God, look at those eyes, bro. You want to talk about bedroom eyes? You should have cast him as Odo. He's got those bedroom eyes.
Ooh.
Is he be sleepy?
Finally, last but not least,
Because he's literally making movies every second of his life, like always.
this one just fell into place, but rather easily once I cast my Cisco, and that's
Oh.
B.J. Tanner,
Oh, who
who plays one of the kids in the Orville.
Ah, thank you.
He starts out very little and very annoying. He grows like Jake into like this very tall, beautiful man. And I've always said like I have a very low threshold for what children, or a very high threshold, a very threshold for what children actors I tolerate. And
Yeah.
he and the other actor on the Orville, both solid.
Oh, good for
very
him.
So good
Nice.
for them.
He looks like a nice baby. Look
Yeah,
at his
no.
nice smile. Love him.
Okay.
What a... Oh, my God. Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, no, that's
a
brilliant.
I
great
am
call.
like... No! Fielding. This is why I didn't want to fucking go after her. I'm telling you, Chris. I'm so sorry.
Hooray!
All right, so and this time I made sure my list was in the right order, so I won't read things too early. So first up for Cisco.
I want to see your screen transitions.
For me, the key thing, originally I was like, all right, I can't just focus on the badassery. It needs to be the badassery and the, like, father shit. Mm-hmm. But then I said, fuck it. Who do I want to hear give the I can live with it speech?
Oh, shit.
Jeffrey Wright.
Oh, that's good.
That's a great choice.
Felix
Leiter.
From Casino Royale.
He's in Westworld, apparently.
He's a lot of shit.
Commissioner Gordon.
He's lost a bunch of weight, huh? Looks good.
He's always been...
I feel like he was a little chunkier in Casino Royale, but maybe
it might have just been the suits. But yeah, Jeffrey Wright.
Great, good pick.
For Kira, I went with Kristen Stewart.
Interesting.
Wow.
The only thing I've seen her in, admittedly, is American Ultra, which she's very good in. But in interviews, she frequently has this wonderful fuck you energy that I feel like she could give to Kira.
Oh, she definitely has fuck you energy. I mean, she is completely transformed herself.
Yeah.
I mean, she went from being fucking Bella Swan to...
Oh, she was Bella Swan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, dip.
Yeah, I think basically both her and Pattinson made their money off of that and are now both just like, I can do whatever I want. And Robert Pattinson has decided to just be weird in the most fun way.
And Kristen has decided to lean hard into being a fucking eccentric lesbian.
Yeah,
and
no,
I love that for her.
She's great.
Well, I'm maybe not lesbian, I guess I don't know, but being an eccentric queer.
Yes. So, my Jadzia, I can't exactly explain because
of eccentric queers.
This popped into my head, and I was like, I don't know why, but it feels right.
Oh, I can't wait.
Gina Davis.
Hell yeah, why not?
I like it.
I can't explain it, but I was like, no, this works.
I think she'd nail it.
Yeah, totally.
She can nail anything.
God damn, she's gorgeous. Everybody rules. This is amazing.
Bashir,
Chris
of
O'Dowd.
course.
Hey!
I love it.
High.
I'm kidding. It's not really him.
Whoa.
It was supposed to be a joke, but then you actually chose him.
What?
Oh, no.
You will notice he spun in.
I
saw
did
there was a
notice.
spin
I
option.
did. Oh, wow.
My actual one.
Wow.
I apologize in advance
take
for the
back that
mispronunciation.
high five, you bitch.
Shorey
Agdashlu.
Agdashlu.
Oh, right.
She's excellent.
Damn, I want to see her play the Joker.
I want her in everything.
Yeah, no, she's great.
She is great. I don't think I've ever seen a photo of her that young.
Smiling either.
Yeah, no, I was surprised too.
Normally she's got that scowl.
Yes, yeah.
But I'd let her take my temperature.
O'Brien, Brendan Gleeson.
From In Bruges?
Yes.
Ah.
I like, again, solid Irish actor. I
Irish.
feel like, can do, like, suffering.
We just saw
sad.
him in that Tom Cruise movie.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't he?
Didn't we?
Yeah.
Oh, right, that's right.
He was the general.
Shitty general, yeah, I forgot about that.
That's a great pick. And he does. Oh, God, In Bruges.
But yes, I went through, like, my Rolodex of Irish actors. I thought Chris O'Dowd, I thought Dylan Moran. But then I was like, it's too obvious. Actually, my first thought was Billy Connolly, but that was just too fucking obvious.
Billy
They even
Connolly.
kind of look alike. My Odo. Oh, it's out of order.
You just said it wasn't. You got it in the
Is
correct
that
order.
Gary Oldman?
It is Gary Oldman.
Wow.
He's not an old man.
No,
That's
no.
a young man.
Gary Youngman.
That's a picture of him from
The Professional.
Yes, yeah.
Everyone!
Yes. He's a fucking weird dude who has all kinds of characters he's done over the years.
I feel like this was just for me. I feel like you were like, how can I make Odo more fuckable?
No,
for
honestly,
Caitlin? I know.
that was after I was like, oh, Caitlin's gonna like this, but no, I chose him naturally.
Caitlin does.
Quark.
Well, no, I didn't mean literally. I just mean
Quark. I got this idea from someone else. You will know who in just a second. And this I mean.
Jake, pay attention.
Hell
Sorry.
yes!
Oh, nice! I love it.
Danny DeVito.
I would love that.
I was like, wait a minute. I know who can play a sleazy money grubber.
We're being
I love
so
it.
loud right now.
Sorry. And Esri. So again, this one figures they'll actually maybe write the character better. And I'm going with Emma Corrin.
She's got the hair already. Who is that?
They are...
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. You didn't know. I know. I've seen them in exactly two things. One where they play a crazed supervillain.
I was going to say, is this the person from the
Deadpool and
Avengers?
Wolverine.
Yeah, oh, that's what I meant. Yeah.
And then the complete opposite, this frail Victorian woman in Eggers Nosferatu. So they've got a lot of range.
Nice.
And if they actually wrote Esri as struggling with multiple personalities bouncing around in them, that could be great.
That's great. I like that.
And then for Jake, like I said, I sort of cheated and went with an actor I knew was a good actor, but who didn't actually do child acting, but I'm assuming they were probably fine. Donald Glover.
Oh,
Well, he was
interesting.
practically a baby in Community anyhow.
He was actually older than you realize.
Wow.
I looked him up. But yeah, and
I
again,
saw him in college.
yeah,
He
real.
came to my college and
No kidding.
when he was with their comedy,
Oh, that's
No
cool.
way.
which was fucking excellent. Look them up.
But yeah, actually a multi-artistic figure himself. So
Love that.
Yay.
Right, because he
Believable.
did music as well,
Oh,
right?
he's music. He's
That's
a
his, like,
showrunner.
that's his
He's
main
Good for
thing.
him.
all
Love
sorts
him.
of things.
Good for him.
Yeah,
Yay!
Damn,
Well
I love
done.
this. Everybody. What a
Everyone
great
did a good
show.
job.
yeah, and I gotta say, Jake, like very much like I did not. Some of these ideas I had weeks ago.
Carry
Danny
on.
DeVito definitely came after our first one, and I was like, actually, wait a minute.
Kind of fits.
Hold
Yeah,
on,
That's,
I do have a use for Danny DeVito.
That is a great choice.
I always have a use for Danny DeVito.
Do we have to talk about the Nagus? Because I might also have a use for Danny DeVito.
he's not on it, but so who was your? You avoided mentioning someone you'd consider just in case.
Oh, for Cisco. For Cisco, my initial thought was Thandie Newton. Thandie.
Oh,
Andy
yeah,
Newton.
okay.
Well, I think it's. I don't think it's pronounced that way though.
Who is it?
I think it's pronounced Tandy.
Tandy? Okay, I know it's spelled Thandie.
Yeah.
Thandie Newton. But then I think Penny Johnson was just too fun.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
I have to look up Tandy Newton. I have no
She
idea
was
who that
in
is.
Solo.
Yeah,
She was in Westworld.
I had wanted to try to
Bashir's.
find a trans mask actor for Bashir because that's become a very widely accepted fan theory that Bashir is trans mask. But I found exactly 2 actors whose work I actually knew. One, I didn't know enough of his work to know if he'd suit the part, and the other is Elliot Page, and I really didn't want to whitewash him.
Oh, that's a good point.
And also, I was like, he'd probably be okay, but
Gosh,
again,
yeah.
I like him and stuff I've seen him in, but I was like, I don't know if I see him as
I don't know
Bashir.
if I haven't seen.
The only thing
What
I've
has
seen.
Elliot Page been in?
Umbrella Society.
I
Academy.
haven't seen it.
Academy, damn it.
I
But
haven't
before
seen that.
before they transitioned, they were in like Juno,
Inception.
Inception.
Oh right.
And that's the last
Umbrella
Inception.
Academy. Actually, they transitioned between
In-
seasons or something.
And yeah, worked
really?
into the show, yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, no,
it
I
kind of works for the character.
haven't
feel
seen
like
it,
because
so.
she's I feel like Vanya is like very like torn anyway. So.
Yeah,
I haven't
think
seen
I
it at all, so
I-
I don't know.
liked him and stuff I've seen him in, but I don't know if I think, whitewashing aside even would be suited for Bashir.
Yeah, well, you know what might be suited for Bashir? Watching another episode of Discovery next week.
No,
I don't
that's
think
what
so.
we're doing.
Oh shit! Even worse than
I
Bashir.
mean, we don't know what Alexander Siddig does in his spare time. Maybe he loves Discovery.
Ooh,
I don't know
sorry,
what the
into
fuck this says. I'm gonna
Brush
say
the
the
book.
next week's episode is an
Oh, boy.
O-ball for Kayron.
Sure.
That really, again, like
That
I know
must mean
it's-
that's a coin then, an
Is it?
oval, right? I mean, it
I-
must be for
that-
Charon.
I have no idea what
Charon's
it
the
is.
ferryman.
Oh, good point.
Yeah.
So
from
maybe
Greek
it's-
myth. It's
probably is a
another
coin,
Greek
yeah.
myth reference.
I know I've said this before, but I feel like they really leaned hard in wanting to have like TOS-ass sounding titles, and they just weren't as good at it because I feel like they're doing it way more self-consciously than TOS did. So it's always a little like on the nose.
An obol is in fact an ancient Greek coin.
Yeah, look at
so
that.
an
Very
obol,
nice.
an obol for Charon.
Yeah,
is-
and you give it to him to cross the
river
ferry.
The
Styx.
sticky river.
Oh,
there we
go.
gross.
Nasty. Yeah, so that's next week. We'll be talking about more Star Trek Discovery. We'll also be talking about some more
DS9.
DS9 recastings. We'll be hitting some of our favorite recurring characters.
Damn, dude,
I
no
am-
Fielding. God damn.
I've got some choices for next week already picked that I think are even I'm like, this is interesting. So I'm looking forward to see what you guys
Oh,
say.
yeah, I got my picks through Voyager, so and
I-
half of my Enterprise picks. So catch up. What else? Yeah, so anyway, until then, though, you can catch up on our back catalog on SoundCloud. You can find us on Google, not really, but YouTube. You can find us our Tumblr, SSHB Podcast. You'll catch a blog post about this as well as many
Yeah,
other
you'll see all
awesome
the
blog
images
posts.
of the actors we picked.
Yeah, it's really cool. You can find us on Blue Sky, SSHB Podcast. We're posting stuff every day, so
No,
be sure.
not necessarily.
Well-
Please don't put that on me.
We're posting
No,
stuff
well-
many times a week.
It's my fault, actually, but
Um,
we'll be doing more. I'm sorry.
We're posting regularly, so
Chris,
that's
follow
true.
us.
Guy.
We're not over posting. You're not going to get spam by us, but we are posting fairly regularly. So
I do try to bring a prodigy as often as possible.
You
we
do,
love-
and I
we do-
appreciate
we
it.
I love those
Prodigy.
quotes. I love the quotes
Um,
so much.
The
And,
40s are a lot of fun to make.
And also we're on Facebook for whatever reason.
We're old, and it's the only way we know how to communicate with the youngs.
Yeah. So anyway, all that and more next time on A Star to Steer Her By. Until then, my name has been Jake.
This has been Chris.
This has been Ames.
This is always Caitlin, except when I'm Noel Fielding.
Ooh, I wish.
I mean, me too.
Those eyes.
No, wait, me too? I don't know.
I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, I don't either.
If you were Noel Fielding, you couldn't be with Noel Fielding.
Yes, I could.
I can't.
Double no feelings.
Would you like to sniff this medicine?
Does it smell like your wild cherry and cream Pepsi that I also thought
But yeah, it
smelled
does
like?
kind of have that Robitussin-y.
I didn't say Robitussin when I tasted your Pepsi thing. What did I
No,
say?
you
it
did
was?
say Robitussin.
Robitussin?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's what you
not
said.
chloroseptic.
No, you said Robitussin.
like it.
It definitely has a medicine
It
smell.
almost smells like Manischewitz.
Not as bad as fucking Moxie, which just is cough fucking medicine. Fucking vile stuff.
You need a taste for it. I don't mind Moxie.
Damn.
I actually noticed, the new Pepsi thing tastes like Robitussin in a bad way.
Mm.
The Blackberry Dr. Pepper
Yes!
tastes like Dimetapp in the best way.
That's good. I got that a few
Because
weeks
who
ago.
doesn't love Dimetapp? You could just swig that shit.